Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, Divisional Round edition of the show. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We have been with you throughout the entire NFL regular season. We're here in the postseason now. We just had the Wildcard Round. It has been a very interesting first weekend of the playoffs. First time in NFL history, there were 4 games decided by 4 points or fewer in a single postseason weekend.
Very good games, except the last one in Pittsburgh, and that was kind of a blowout, and so
Actually, it was a shutout. Basically.
Well, basically it was. So.
But
also, if you want to call it a shutout too, the Patriots Chargers one. I mean, the Chargers didn't do anything.
No, and I do feel bad for the Chargers and Steelers. I actually am very concerned about Houston moving forward. They had both their starting wide receivers knocked out with concussions in the game. So that's something to bear in mind looking forward to this next divisional weekend here. But looking at the actual field of the teams.
By the way, they were all outdoor games, too. So you always have to take into consideration the weather, especially this time of year. That was one of my main reasons for my picks. Last week, I went with the under in New England, and that worked out really well. So.
Well, I believe we have 2 outdoor games this weekend here with Chicago and New England, both again at home.
And I won't tell you yet, but I'm taking one of the unders in that one, too.
Okay.
So.
But the NFC West will have 3 of their 4 teams in the NFC divisional rounds. We have the Rams going to Chicago, as well as San Francisco going to Seattle. That's going to be a very interesting game. The AFC East has 2 teams, Buffalo and New England.
Yeah.
So we've got multiple representatives from 2 divisions in the divisional rounds here. But before we go any further, let's find out what happened.
Hey, what happened?
Starting off, Rams, Los Angeles Rams, 10th game with multiple takeaways this season, tied with Jacksonville Jaguars for the most in the NFL. Kind of interesting stat there. You don't really think of the Rams as a defensive-sided team lately. It's mostly the offense you talk about, but the defense is pretty good with the ball hawking there.
Yeah.
Going over to Chicago head coach Ben Johnson, first head coach in Bears history to win a playoff game in his first season.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
I found that stat very unusual.
Growing up when I did, the mid '80s, the Bears were a powerhouse, and you think they always did well, but apparently not.
Let's see. Bears led the NFL in takeaways and turnover differential throughout the entire regular season. Here, they had none against Green Bay. Their 7th fourth quarter comeback under Ben Johnson.
The Bears and the Broncos are like fourth quarter magicians.
Yes.
So you never count those teams out.
They had 4 failed 4th down attempts as well. That's the most for any team in playoff history. Going over to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo, that was a great game, by the way. I was on the losing end of it, but that was a great game.
I was on the winning side of it, and you sweated that one out a little bit. But Josh Allen, hey, what can you say about him?
Yep. First road playoff win for head coach Sean McDermott. Actually, first road playoff win.
That was I saw that on the telecast, and I was shocked about that. You always picture Buffalo in the playoffs, and most of those games were in Buffalo.
Yeah. First time they won a playoff game after trailing in the final 2 minutes ever in their franchise.
That was scary for me, but I pulled that one out, huh?
But the Bills are still 19-0 when leading at halftime since the 2024 season, including the playoffs.
All right.
If you see them leading at halftime, more often than not, they are going to win that game.
Well, that's when you start your in-play betting.
Yeah, exactly. The last time the Chargers failed to score a touchdown, you mentioned how they were shut out by the Patriots there. Last time the Chargers failed to score a touchdown in the playoffs was their AFC Championship game loss to the Patriots in the 2007 season.
Wow. Okay.
That's the last time they have not scored a touchdown.
I always said, a Los Angeles team playing in New England nighttime weather in January, they look like they were cold.
Yes. But the Chargers, this is something you got to keep in the back of your head with the Patriots, though. The Chargers are now only the 3rd team the Patriots have faced this season that made the playoffs.
Sure.
They have beaten up on all the it's not their fault that they got the schedule the way it is.
They play who's in front of them.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't.
They don't
blame
make the
them,
schedule. The NFL made the schedule.
I heard this conversation last year with the Eagles. I mean, they had a soft schedule, and this and that and the other thing, and they
still got to play the teams.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Exactly.
And by the way, my Eagles were booted out.
Yes.
The offense did absolutely nothing. So
Sunday night was only the fifth time in Patriots history that they won a playoff game scoring under 20 points.
Yeah.
Moving over to that Houston-Pittsburgh game. Texans scored 2 touchdowns off Pittsburgh turnovers. First time since the Chicago Bears 73-0 NFL championship game win over Washington in 1940 that team has done that.
Wow, okay.
So going way back to 1940 for that. And Pittsburgh's loss to Houston, NFL record 5th consecutive playoff loss by double-digit points, 7th overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is what
Pittsburgh
happened.
is great in the regular season. They stumble a lot in the playoffs recently.
I had some concerns when they lost to Cleveland because that was the type of defense they were playing against.
Yeah.
And they faced Cleveland's number 1 rushing defense and number 1 overall defense, as a matter of fact. And when they went to Houston, they were number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, 1, 2, they lost to both of those. So that was the prescription to beat the Steelers this year.
Yep.
Play defense. That's it. What happened with the teams? Let's find out what happened with some of the players.
What happened?
Got a lot of quarterback notes to talk about here. And I'm talking all the way through this. It's mostly a lot of quarterbacks here. Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams quarterback, passed Kurt Warner for the most postseason passing yards and completions in Rams history. 5th player in NFL history with multiple go-ahead passing touchdowns in the 4th quarter of a playoff game. First to do it since Josh Allen in the 2021 Divisional Round at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
First to do it in a victory since Eli Manning of the New York Giants in Super Bowl XLII, whatever that is, 42?
XX.
42 against the Patriots.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. We've got Chicago quarterback Caleb Williams. 7 fourth-quarter comebacks, like we mentioned previously. Most in the season by any quarterback under the age of 25 in NFL history. Also the most by a Bears quarterback since 1970.
Wow, 1970.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
I have to tell you, one of the great things about this weekend, I'm taking out the Monday game because that was just a complete blowout. A lot of lead changes, which means a lot of really great games.
We're going to talk a couple tight ends here. I figured let me group these together like this. Chicago tight end, Colston Loveland, 8 passes, 137 yards, career high in yardage. But Loveland also became the 2nd rookie tight end since the NFL merger to put up 100 yards in a playoff game.
Yep.
All the way to 2nd on the Bears' all-time single postseason receiving ranks, too, behind Allen Robinson.
Okay.
There's a name you haven't talked about in a while.
Boy.
And going over to Philadelphia Eagles, your Philadelphia Eagles in the loss, tight end Dallas Goedert.
2 touchdowns,
became the only tight end in NFL history to have a touchdown run.
Okay.
So he made his mark there. And also bad news for San Francisco moving forward. Their tight end torn Achilles. George Kittle.
That's bad.
Yes.
So that's really bad. Especially this week and who they're playing.
Yes.
So,
going over to Philadelphia, staying with Philadelphia, as a matter of fact, your tight end, your defensive back, Quentin Mitchell, Quentin, has 0 interceptions in 32 regular season games.
He had 2.
But has 4 in the postseason.
He had 2 last game.
He had 2. He's tied with Brian Dawkins for most Eagles post-interceptions and trails only Herman Edwards.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Herm has a 5 spot for interception.
Herman Edwards is in my lifetime highlight reel because it was my 9th birthday that Joe Pisarcik fumbled the ball, and Edwards picked it up in the first miracle of the Meadowlands. November 19th, 1978.
Staying with that game, we have San Francisco wide receiver Juwan Jennings, only wide receiver all-time with multiple career playoff passing touchdowns. He joins Hall of Famer Bronco Nagurski.
Wow. Boy.
As the only non-quarterbacks all-time with multiple passing touchdowns. He tied Bronco.
Wow.
So congratulations there. He also, this is an interesting stat, Jennings completed more passes over 15 air yards, than Philadelphia quarterback Jalen Hurts did 0 for 5 on such attempts.
Yeah, well,
something was wrong with that.
Well, a lot of drop passes. by a receiver I won't name, but
well,
I refuse to name. So,
but still, there was no.
There was a couple
downfield.
like hitting his hands.
Yeah,
so
Jalen Hurts looked off that game for some reason. I don't know why. In the first half they were okay, but that second half they came out of the locker room and they just did not look right.
A lot of they were not in sync. They were not fluid. They were something was off, and it was just bizarre.
Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert officially gone 0-3 in his first 3 postseason starts.
Yeah.
Only the 4th quarterback this century to do that. He joins Andy Dalton, Matt Ryan, and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, but everyone looks at him.
Yeah,
but that offensive line is just terrible. They got to do something about it. I mean, he was like sacked 6 times.
Yeah,
something like that.
And the last game of the night produced some interesting stats as well. We have Houston quarterback C.J. Stroud, second player since fumbles were first recorded in 1991 to have 5 or more fumbles in a game and win, including the playoffs.
All right.
The only other quarterback, Eli Manning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Week 16, 2007.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. All right.
Very kind of recent.
Yeah, they won that. And they eventually won the Super Bowl that year too, right?
But also Stroud was the first one to do it in the playoffs.
All right. Okay.
Going over to the other side, Pittsburgh quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Aaron over here.
Yeah, maybe last game.
He went 17 of 33, 146 yards, and it had an interception and a 50.8 passer rating. Yardage and rating, and also the 6 points scored, all career lows for Aaron Rodgers. He went out on a bad note right there. If he's done, he has not said he's done yet. So
by press time, he's still in there. So
and the 2025 season produced his first playoff appearance since 2021, but also produced his 3rd consecutive postseason loss.
Okay,
and only the second time a Rodgers-led team was held under 20 points in a playoff game, and also the only time he didn't get into the end zone in the postseason.
Wow, okay.
So congratulations, Houston defense right there. That's a good mark to go out on right there. Continue on. So that's it with the teams. That's it with the players. Let's find out what happened with us.
Hey, what happened?
Well, as always in the playoffs, you take the lead. I went 1-2. You went 2-1.
I went 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have. Before we get into discussing it, if you go to our blog, turnpikesports.us, I have the grid showing our records. I have it set out for regular season and also the playoffs. So there are 2 different columns now for total wins and losses and pushes. I hope I never see a push again. So,
but you have it 2 weeks in a row, right?
I had 2 pushes in a row. Yeah, kind of a rough start for me, but I did win the regular season.
Yep, okay. Well.
But you are now ahead in the postseason. Like we've been doing just about every year we've been doing this show, you end up taking the lead on that stuff. I'm disappointed in the Rams. They had a 14-point lead in that game and lost it.
Well, I lost that game too because I took the under, and boy, that was terrible. Yeah. They blew past the total there, but I won on Buffalo. I had to sweat that one out a little bit, and then I did the under in the Chargers-Patriots game, and it's just one of those things about New England. It's cold, it's raw, there's a team from Los Angeles, so you knew that was gonna not end well, and it was going to be a low-scoring game.
But I went,
and I should have. I said last week I'm going to take a props on the quarterback rushing stats, and Drake May got about 60 yards
66,
rushing,
66,
like that.
Yeah.
So
he was the leading rusher.
Well, I mean, they had both had really good defenses, and especially really good pass defenses. Especially, I think they were like 2-6 or 2-8 about preventing passes for over 20 yards, and the quarterbacks would have to scramble a lot. So, and this score will be low. So, I made out on that one.
Well, we'll see what happens with this week. Maybe I can even things out with the playoff side. But again, it's playoffs, postseason, down to just a few teams here. So we'll be doing our postseason divisional round picks after the break. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show back after this.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place the cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Hey, Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. Dugoutmugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show Divisional Round Edition. We are in the postseason. We've just gone back and looked at the Wildcard Round. We're going to be moving ahead to the Divisional Rounds. We've been doing this all season long, just to refresh everybody's memory. 3 games each, point spreads and totals, no money line bets in our predictions here. And we use Caesars midweek line. Caesars has a great new offer for the playoffs here, just in time. The regular season is over, and Caesars is playoff ready with a great offer for new customers. Get your first bet matched up to $250. Place your first cash bet and receive a bonus bet equal to your bet amount up to $250. Register now at Caesars.com/sportsbook-and-casino. I always miss that second dash. With promo code PIKE250BM. The BM stands for bonus money.
Oh, okay.
So remember, PIKE250BM at Caesars.com/sportsbook-and-casino. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's head on over to the games. First game of the divisional round games, just for everyone's notice, we do share the games we choose for each week's picks. This week it's kind of unusual.
It's weird.
It's playoffs time. There's a lot less games to choose from. There was only 4 games to choose from.
Yeah.
And we ended up having all 3 of the same games.
Yeah.
We don't share the picks.
Yeah.
We just share the games.
We might be talking about the same game, but I don't know what pick you have for that game.
Not until I give it.
Not until you give it.
So with that out of the way, it's production purposes only. It allows us to get the show flowing in the right way. As a matter of fact, it's the only time we actually have
for flow. Yeah,
exactly. But anyway, here we are. Buffalo Bills favored by 1.5 at the Denver Broncos. The over-under right now, as we're taping, is 46.5. Mm-hmm. Buffalo's coming into the game needing every last moment of the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat them. They are now facing a team that went 8-1 at home this season, the Denver Broncos. The one loss Denver had at home, Jacksonville, which Buffalo just beat. Josh Allen won his first road playoff game in his career, like we mentioned earlier in the show. It's also the first time the team won a road game under head coach Sean McDermott. Again, we mentioned that as well. Can they do it again? Well, they faced the number 1 rushing defense last week in Jacksonville. Now they face the league's number 2 rushing defense in the Broncos, who also managed to have the 5th most sacks in NFL history while averaging over 9 quarterback hits per game.
Yeah.
Josh Allen was beat up last week.
He was pounded last
And as a matter of fact, I saw him going to the blue tent.
Yeah, he went to the blue tent.
So while this could end up being another classic, I'm wondering if Josh Allen can survive another beating at the hands of a defense like this. I'm going Denver plus 1.5.
I'm going Denver, too. You got to love the home dog in this one, especially the way Denver has played, especially in the fourth quarter. That's one of those great fourth-quarter teams like Chicago. I mean, and if you're a Bills backer, you have to be concerned about Buffalo's run defense. I mean, last week against Jacksonville, they allowed 154 yards on 23 carries. And guess what, everyone? That's 6.7 yards per rush. You can't do that. You can't do that in Denver against this team. And quite frankly, I'm surprised Denver is the underdog in this one. So if I'm very curious. We always say keep checking the lines. I wonder if this is going to flip during the week.
It might.
You know, so keep an eye on this. But right now, you know, I'm taking the home dog. I'm going with Denver, just like you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's head on over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week, like I said earlier, we have this game in common as well. The Los Angeles Rams favored by 3.5 at the Chicago Bears. There's an over-under of 51 here. Los Angeles looked like the sure Super Bowl champion earlier this season, but lately they haven't looked like that, barely surviving against the 8-9 Panthers last week. Chicago and Caleb Williams continue to find ways to come back. They've been doing it all season long. They did it against Green Bay for their latest comeback. 10 of the Bears' 18 games this season were decided by 5 points or fewer this season. Factor in the home field, factor in the cold weather, factor in the fact that the Los Angeles Rams are not playing like the early version of the Los Angeles Rams this season. This could very well be a close game. I'm not saying who's going to win it, but I think this is going to come down to the last possession, whoever has that ball. So I'm going Chicago plus 3.5.
Well, look, also one other thing, Stafford was limited in practice this week because of a hand issue. So taking together with the cold weather, I think you're going to see a lot of running from both teams because it is just going to be one of those things where, you know, I know Stafford is he's the MVP. I mean, let's face it. He's been amazing, but you know, has an injury, and when anytime a little injury in the playoffs becomes a big injury in the grand scheme of things. And right now the total's 51 points. I got to be honest. I'm not surprised if this one will change too and go a little lower. So I'm taking the under because, you know, if I'm putting on something on the game for the over-under and it's 51, I think that's a little too much.
Pray for snow.
It might be. Hey,
yeah.
Chicago.
It's in the forecast.
Same thing, you know, in New England, too. Yeah. You know, you got to take weather into account. So you just never know. But, you know, 51, I've seen some points 50.5. Like I said, this seems to be a fluid number. But if it's 51 right now, you probably have to jump on it right now. But keep an eye on as the week goes on, as things, this one may change.
All right, let's head on over to the last game of the week. Final game for both of us, the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 7.5. There's an over-under at the time of taping at 45.5. For the second time in 3 weeks, these two teams are facing off. Mm-hmm. Seattle won 13-3 in the last meeting.
And by the way, that meant something.
Yes.
That was for the top seed, too. So it wasn't, they weren't playing their scrubs.
No.
They weren't playing their thirds. It was 13-3. And that figured a lot into my decision regarding this game.
Well, San Francisco comes into the game following their upset of the Philadelphia Eagles, a game in which they needed a trick play to take the lead. It was a game in which Robert Saleh's defense, by the way, I love Robert Saleh. He just didn't work out with the Jets. Defense showed up and shut down that Eagles offense in the second half, especially when they needed to do it most. They lost their tight end, George Kittle, to a torn Achilles, and they may have to rely on more trick plays this week to beat or keep it close to Seattle. The 49ers are 8-2 against the spread on the road, and while I also think the under is a good way to go here, I'm thinking that the 49ers offense and some possible mistakes by Sam Darnold are going to factor into this. I'm going San Francisco plus 7.5.
All right. Well, my analysis of this game was something that you just said. The under is a good way to go. I'm going with the under. 13-3 last game they played. San Francisco only managed 9 first downs and had a total of 173 yards. And now they don't have any George Kittle now, too. So, I saw this game at initially some of the books had it 46.5, and right now the total is 45.5. So I grabbed the under before it started going further down. So at 45.5, I'm taking the under.
All right, those are our 3 picks for the divisional round. We're going to be right back after this to close out the show and recap for everybody. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Back after this.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show Divisional Round edition here. We just did our look back at the Wildcard Round. We did our picks and analysis for the 3 games each. For the Divisional Round here, again, we use Caesars midweek lines, so please check the lines before you do any kind of sports betting activity.
Yeah, right.
Wagering, I guess you can call it that. And again, bet with your head, not with your heart. Bet responsibly. Caesars midweek lines, check the lines as usual. Go ahead and recap your picks for the audience.
All right, I'm taking the Denver Broncos, who are a 1.5 underdogs at home against the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the under 51 in the Rams-Chicago Bears game, and I'm taking the under 45.5 in the 49ers-Seahawks game.
Well, I'm going with Denver plus 1.5 as well. I am taking the Chicago Bears plus 3.5 against the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm staying with the San Francisco 49ers, who seem to be finding a really good way to win games here lately. Plus 7.5. Seattle's great. I got to give it to them, but we don't know how Sam Darnold's going to be in the playoffs.
By the way, this week should be very interesting, just for our purposes and our contest here, because we could both win. We can both win 3 games.
Yeah,
that's
or we can both lose 3 games.
Or we can both. Yeah, or we
can go either way here.
Either way, it could go either way. So,
but anyway, those are our picks for the divisional round. As always, they'll be up on the blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. Feel free to comment there. Feel free to email us, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Follow us on social media. We are on X, Turnpike Bets, Turnpike Sports, Instagram, Turnpike Sports Radio, Facebook, Turnpike Sports, and also we are on Blue Sky as Turnpike Sports as well. So feel free to comment anywhere you see us on any of the social media, email, or blog. And, we'll be moving ahead to the next round after this.
Yep. Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.